Now on Sunrise, record-breaking temperatures on the way. We hear from the Coast Guard on how to stay cool and safe. Plus, retail theft is hitting businesses hard and is causing big headaches for business owners. Now, Portland police are pulling out all the stops to tackle this issue head on. Your news starts now. Good morning and thanks for joining us on this Sunday. It is 6 o'clock. I'm Libby Dowsett alongside Daisy Caballero, and we are talking the heat is on.
It is on. We were expecting initially for Monday to be the warmest day out of the week. It looks like things have changed, and today is going to be the warmest day out of the entire week. Yesterday, it was pretty warm. I mean, we hit 87 degrees in the Rose City. I know of other areas, of course, hit the mid 90s to the upper 90s. Folks a little bit closer over east and through the gorge. Today, some folks will be seeing triple-digit temperatures. Yeah, I know. Summer-like weather is definitely here. And good morning, everyone. Happy Sunday to you. So give you a live look right now through the Wells Fargo sky cam. You can, of course, see the sun is officially up and it's a bit warmer than it was yesterday. 61 degrees last check out at PDX. A little bit cooler, though, as we're looking over to Forest Grove. 57, 56 down in Sherwood, 59 in Wilsonville, 63 for Happy Valley, and 59 degrees as we're looking at the state capitol, 55 over in McMinnville. So we talked about this yesterday. There's a ridge of high pressure here that will continue to build all the way really through at least Monday, maybe actually all the way into Tuesday. So also, like we spoke about yesterday, we have issued weather impact alert days for today and then also for tomorrow, just because of how warm things are going to be. 97 is what we're expecting to hit today here in the Rose City, 96 for Vancouver and Longview. But hey, we have a lot more to talk about, including this heat advisory that's spanning many of us up and down the I-5 corridor. Back to you, Libby.
All right. Thank you, Daisy. Higher temperatures and dry conditions are raising the risk of wildfires. Tualatin Valley Fire and Rescue has enacted a temporary burn ban. That means backyard and agricultural burning is banned, along with any other kinds of controlled burning. Cooking fires and grills are still okay if they're kept away from vegetation. And during the high temperatures, keep in mind it's 75 degrees outside. The temperature inside a car can rise to 94 degrees in just 10 minutes. At 85 degrees, the temperature jumps to 104 in 10 minutes. And at 95, it hits a deadly 114. As for hitting the water, the U.S. Coast Guard in the Seattle area says in 87% of drownings, the victim was not wearing a life vest. And no one is immune from the shock of cold water.
Think of it as walking into a shower that you thought was going to be warmer, and that initial gasp. Well, instead of walking into a shower, you are falling into the Puget Sound, which is an incredibly deep body of water.
And if you are going to be out in the heat, you're advised to drink plenty of water. Heat exhaustion can occur in just 15 minutes. It often presents as a feeling of tiredness or cramping, which can lead to potentially fatal heat stroke. And a couple of big freeway closures to warn you about this morning. The westbound lanes of I-84 are now closed between I-205 and I-5. ODOT crews started maintenance and graffiti removal right at midnight. The closure is expected to last until 4 o'clock this afternoon. Also, southbound 217 is closed from Canyon Road to 99 West in Tigard. It will remain closed until around 5 a.m. tomorrow morning. This is the second of 5 planned weekend closures to allow for repaving. Northbound lanes are not affected. First responders are investigating a deadly crash that happened Friday in Salem. Police and firefighters were called to a single vehicle crash near a bend on Lancaster Drive southeast. At this point, investigators believe a work truck was heading north when it left the road and hit a culvert, then a fence. The driver, 55-year-old Terry Calderwood, was taken to the hospital where he died of his injuries. Local police are sharing what they seized during a large-scale retail theft mission at a number of big box chain stores in our area and across the country. From guns and a stolen vehicle to a load of groceries, investigators recovered thousands of dollars worth of items. Now small business owners are hoping for some help as well. Surveillance video from the 6th Avenue Ready print shop in downtown shows a man breaking in, walking around, and stealing a phone and laptop from the desk. The owner, Carolyn Chayati, says the man took off his rubber gloves, but she says police didn't seem to want the gloves or to pursue a case.
It's not big enough to build a case, so it's I don't remember what the word he said, but it's kind of like it's not worth it.
Local law enforcement at Monday's news conference said no matter what the size of the business, it's time to get serious about retail theft.
They are out there working hard to really affect this issue that's really having a massive impact on our large businesses, our small businesses, and everything in between.
From grocery stores with their cheese, hummus, and berries to smaller shops like the Plaid Pantry on Southwest 11th, clerks say people are taking anything they can get their hands on. Gresham police released this drone video of a suspect making a run for it.
We use our drones, our community safety specialist, our public safety cameras, and live 911 technology.
In an operation Friday, Portland police arrested 36 people and recovered $3,000 of property. Gresham police made 5 arrests and recovered $320 of merchandise. Other agencies and counties all around Oregon participated in the nationwide retail theft mission. Portland police say they try to have their own missions at least once a month.
The mom and pop shops. We here at Central Precinct have good relationships with them to the point of being able to text when they think something is going on. And
Plaid Pantry's clerk said one of their employees does text police when needed, and police typically respond. Caroline at Ready Print says it's too late for her shop. They're closing and taking operations online. Even recovering a small amount of money, she said, a few $1,000s can make a difference.
Even a little $100, we are a business owner, so small business owner. We're not a big giant business owner, so it's worth it.
Police say the sting in Portland on May 30th included operations at Safeway, Nordstrom Rack, Whole Foods, Target, Winco, and Home Depot. Oregon's Department of Human Services is asking for the public for helping find these brothers. Julian, Silas, and Trenton Yellowtail went missing from Portland in late May. Authorities believe they could be in danger. They're known to frequent Lentz Park and the 205 bike path and downtown Portland. If you see them or know where they are, call the Child Abuse Hotline at the number on your screen. That's 855-503-SAFE or 7233. The city of Banks is set to lose its only historic brick structure, an old high school. It's being demolished to make way for a new school, though as Daisy Caballero found out, some residents are fighting not only to save the building, but to transform it into a community hub.
I just think it would be a sad day for this community, and it's just something you can't get back.
The clock is ticking.
Just caught some people by surprise.
To find millions of dollars to preserve a part of the city of Banks' history, the 1920 Union High School.
This is our town's only prominent historic brick building.
Nina Schertz is with the Banks Historical Society. She started the campaign to try and save the building after the school board says it's moving forward with demolishing it with financial support from a $49 million bond measure that passed last year.
The wording in the bond was such that it was not apparent that the historic 1920 building would be coming down.
In a statement to KGW, the bank superintendent said, quote, with input from licensed architects, structural engineers, cost estimators, and construction managers, the district has concluded that demolition is the most practical and financially responsible path forward.
Come here.
But for some families born and raised in town, like the Terrells,
this is Ashley. This is my youngest.
They're heartbroken with the district's decision.
I want my children growing up in a town where they can see evidence of who came before them and what has made their lives here possible. There is nothing wrong with this building. There's no reason to tear it down.
That's still possible, but they need help from the community and a private investor to come up with the money.
It's between $4 and $8 million to completely renovate this building, depending on whether you go up to school standards or whether you go to business standards.
Nina says they're open to several uses for the building and points to other successful projects to create community hubs out of historical buildings.
It's a very similar style, built the very same year as this building.
This also affects those with a personal connection.
It makes me sad, but it also makes me angry.
Like Marilyn McGlasson, who went to high school there and later served as the superintendent for 8 years.
I got the feeling here, and I'm sad to say, that this school board doesn't seem to buy into the idea of saving the building.
We want to see life infused into our community rather than something chopped down.
If we lose it, we can't get it back.
Reporting in Banks, Daisy Caballero, KGW News.